Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to do a review on these bad boys. The Maybelline, I don't even know, it's in French, full coverage Superstay foundation. And as you can see, I have two shades here, which I will talk about in the video. I just wanted to say, please go ahead and subscribe while you're here. Go ahead and hit that button down below, as well as the notification bell beside it. Thumbs up this video and leave a comment for what you'd like to see from me next. And let's just get into the video.
This is our year.
That's a vibe. That's a vibe. That's a vibe. Oh, that's a vibe. Yeah, yeah, that's a vibe. It's a vibe, it's a vibe, that's a vibe, yeah, yeah, it's a vibe, am I your type?
Okay, so I figured I'd do something different today and actually talk to you guys about this foundation that has been going around on the internet. The Superstay, the Maybelline New York Superstay Full Coverage Foundation. Okay, I went to my Ulta and I found this shade. Most of the shades were gone. I'm pretty sure that Warm Honey or Warm Sunny or something like that would have been a good shade for me, but I went darker. So this is the dark shade. And then I realized that once it dried down, like the Fenty foundation, it was a bit darker than what's in the bottle. So I went today and I got 330 Toffee Caramel, which here it is. And I swatched both, and it's weird that both of them work for me. It's a little strange. There is a color in between the two of these. So Warm Honey or Warm Sunny or whatever it is in between these two, and it's really close to this one. I think it's a lot warmer than this one, so I don't know. I think what I'm gonna do is do one side with Toffee Caramel and then the other side with Coconut. And Coconut is usually the shade that I'm in during the summertime in my Maybelline Fit Me, so we shall see. I was gonna read the claims. Let's see what the claims are. The claims are full coverage foundation, up to 24-hour wear, seamless matte finish, breathable and comfortable, fade and transfer resistant. We'll see about that. Oil free, doesn't clog pores, dermatologist tested. Okay. I think that brands should stop saying fade and transfer resistant, because unless you set your foundation, if I rub my face up against my shirt, it's going to transfer. So unless I take my Laura Mercier and completely set my face to the point where I can do this and it's smooth, the foundation itself is not capable of doing that, in my opinion. This is what this video is for, though. I could be wrong. So I'm just going to go ahead and start testing it. I was going to use a beauty blender, but I think I'm going to go ahead and use a brush because that's what I've been using lately. So let's see. I could do a beauty blender on one side and a brush on another. Just hold on one second. I dampened beauty blender, so I'm going to do one color on one side with a sponge, do the other color on the other side with I'll use my Y7. So the first color I'm gonna do is Caramel Toffee. I'm nervous about this color, guys. Okay, so what I've been doing lately is I cleanse the tops of my foundation bottles and I'll just pump. So that's what we have. It looks like a good color. I don't know. Okay. Ooh, that looks kind of light. Oh no. And I'm putting as much as I normally would. I think I pumped too much out, but it's fine. Okay. So I think that's enough for that side. I need something to wipe my hands on. Okay. I'm going to do this side with my beauty blender. So I'm looking at my mirror right here. And I have my monitor here, but I'm trying to make sure that I'm looking at you guys because you're essentially who I'm talking to. So here we go. I purposely didn't do my eyebrows because, you know, we're going full coverage today. I got some other videos to record today too, so I'm noticing that it's kind of just picking the product up, and I'm just gonna blend it out and see. Okay, for sure that is full coverage, but I look pale, and I have a lot to cover these days because I'm dealing with acne. So okay, in person I can't see where that line stops or starts, but on camera I can see where right through here it's darker. I think also that blended out pretty good. I can still see my dark spots, so I'm gonna go in with more of that right there. Just use the rest of what I put on my top and just cover up the rest of those dark marks. But as far as the color, it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too light, especially compared to my chest. So I'm gonna blend this out, and I'm looking at the monitor so that I can see what you guys see. As far as full coverage, I think it's buildable. But if you don't have dark marks, you don't really have to worry about having to cover those. I really think that's a really good color. I think I can make that work. Yeah, that's a good color. It's good. I like the finish. Don't mind my bumpy skin. For whatever reason, it's not covering. It's not picking up there. Okay, let's try, what's this? Let's try 35 coconut. 355 coconut, sorry. Do a couple pumps of that, not as many as I did on the other one. And as you can see, it's a lot darker and a bit more red. Yeah, I think that's a bit more red. It's very thick. It's not moving a lot. Now it's moving, but it's not moving a lot. So we're gonna do this side with this shade. Oh yeah, it's much darker. I think this would be my summer shade. I don't think I'd be able to do like I do with my Fenty and be able to put my 390 on one and my 380 on the other. So, gonna put, okay, 2 pumps was definitely more than enough. And I have significantly less black marks to cover on this side, so it should work. And on this side, I am going to use my Y7 brush. Again, I'm looking down at the monitor so that I can see what you guys see, so I can give you my best description. But so far, this is the good side. Like, this looks just looks dark, okay? So right off the bat, she is definitely orange. However, get into this coverage. Do you see this? Compared to the other side where I have all those dark circles and had to put on a few layers, get into this coverage. Like, okay, Maybelline, we understand that you are coming for us, okay? We understand. Look at this. Can you see this? Now, this side is darker than this side, but I've been wearing this one. It's orange. It's extremely, it's like, okay, first of all, this coverage is everything, especially compared to this side where I have this one patch here. Everywhere else it looks amazing, but here it's not covering my dark spots. However, I don't know which side I like more, and let me explain why. I'm used to having very red undertoned foundations, because once I highlight and everything, all of my undertones seem to look and match, especially with my chest, which I don't think you can see, but with my chest, of course, this side looks like it matches more. But once I highlight and everything, I look ghostly, honestly. So usually I like to go with the more red undertones, even though I seem to have a yellow neutral undertone. And once I highlight and everything looks better. I was also explaining that this method soaks up a lot of the product, which is why I think it's not covering as well as this side is. I think I like the Morphe Y7 or brush period for this foundation. Even something flat may give you a bit more coverage than the sponge will, because it won't soak up so much of the product. I'm going to go ahead and contour and do the rest of my face, or I'm just going to contour and highlight so that I can show you what it looks like when everything is complete except for my eyes. And I will get back with you to show you what it looks like and give you my final thoughts. Okay, so after doing my contour and highlight, this is $3.55 and this is $3.30, I think, caramel toffee. Honestly, looking at the monitor, I see a slight difference. This side, of course, is a lot, I guess, closer to my skin tone, if that makes sense. Yeah, it matches my undertones a lot better than this side does, but neither side looks bad, which is what, you know, I figured before. Although the foundation was a bit red or a bit orange, once I powder and do my highlight and everything, you can't even tell. So I think I'm going to do a wear test. Also, I don't know if you can see that, but there's foundation on my shirt. Can you see that? There's foundation on my shirt. And that is, you know, for me doing this or doing this, it transferred. So again, it's not really transfer resistant if I can still get it on my clothes. A lot of people might not have this issue because, you know, they don't have all of this extra, but some of us do. So that's some things we have to deal with, and maybe the deal breaker would have been that it was transfer resistant so that we didn't have to deal with stuff like this. So if I do this on my shirt, it comes off, as you can see. So just like with any other foundation, I think the key is simply to just set your foundation. Don't let them say, oh, it's transfer resistant, because even if I do this, my face is still kind of wet and I still kind of get product on my hand. So yeah, so that was a lot of product. Some of it is still from me putting the foundation on my face, but it's not transfer resistant. I wish companies would stop saying that it was transfer resistant, because it's not. Because we still have to set our faces. It dried down better than some foundations do. Hold on, I'm getting some powder. It dried down better than some foundations do, but still, just set your face. Like, don't set yourself up to walk out the house thinking that you're not going to transfer, and you go to hug somebody and the first thing you do is get makeup all over their shirt. So just set your makeup. No, it's not an extra step. You do it anyway. Just set your makeup. Now, to the touch, my face is smooth and no transfer. So, you know, that's probably one of the claims that isn't necessarily true. But as far as the finish and how it's set, I'm here for it. As far as the coverage, I'm here for it. Of course, this side would be a little harder to conceal because I have problem skin on this side. I don't have a lot of texture and bumps on this side, so I can't really fault the foundation for that. Also, I think the sponge just wasn't doing it any justice. So, with that being said, I give this foundation a... Okay, I'm going to say a 9 out of 10 because of how it's set, how it looks on my skin. My skin looks flawless. Even with my trouble skin, it still looks really, really good. So I'm going to wear this and I will be back. It is now, 2:53, almost 3 o'clock. So I'll be back once I finish recording my other videos, and I will let you know how this wears. But so far, I like it. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that this was a really good tip. What I would say is, oh, here's another thing. I also went to Walmart today and got some new backdrops, and I went over to the makeup section because why not? It's a drugstore, and I found this foundation. I checked my Target and Target did not have it, but my Walmart did, and it was almost $3 cheaper than it was when I bought it at Ulta. It is $11.99 at Ulta. It's $9.99 at Walmart. So check your prices, double check before you go and spend, because $3 is a big difference, you know, for some people. So just be mindful of that. I'm back and it is now officially 6:37, and I would like to say that I had touched up once today, right around this area here, but as far as the rest of my face, unless you go back and look at the clips, I don't even remember which side I put which foundation on. Just by looking at it, I can probably say that this is the darker side, and honestly I think this is my most favorite side because it just looks seamless. I honestly don't know. I really loved that foundation. Again, it was the Maybelline SUPERSTAY 24-hour wear foundation, and I'm looking at myself in the monitor and I just, it's been what, about 3.5 hours, and I've been recording in front of bright lights, and I've run up downstairs several times. I've sweated, and I look like I did when I put it on. I did touch up my nose because I was doing my eyeshadow and stuff for a video, so that was touched up, but it wasn't even in a bad state when I touched it up. Usually this is the first thing to go. This is the first thing out. It's clocked out for the day, like Jackie Anna says. It's out, it's done with its shift, you know. I have no words. This foundation, I got on Snapchat earlier and I didn't have a filter on my face. So what does that tell you? Because, you know, I have problem skin like I said earlier, and honey, this foundation might be my new favorite foundation. I have a lot of breakouts down here, so I'm hoping that this isn't contributing to it, because I do see a few bumps that I didn't see earlier, but I think these bumps are hormonal bumps. I don't think they're foundation breakouts, because I do really well with my skin regimen. But that is my review on the foundation. I honestly give it a 10 out of 10. I think it's well worth the $12 or $9 to $12 that you'll pay for it, depending on where you get it from. Again, it could be different where you are, but at Walmart it was $9.99 and at Ulta it was $11.99. Remember that, you know, once it's set down, it was nice. It is breathable, like the packaging says. It does transfer. I don't care what foundation it is, I don't care how it sets, it does transfer if you rub up against it and you have not set your face with something. I will compare it to the Fenty Beauty for the simple fact of the finish and how it lasted throughout the day. My Fenty Beauty doesn't break up on my nose either, and I really like that because a lot of my foundations do. My nose is, again, the oiliest part of my face, so that's why I can combat with as many things as I want, but by the end of the day, sometimes even by the time that I'm done with my makeup, it's done. So, you know, you can take that for what it is, because not everybody's skin is the same. But again, 10 out of 10, I would recommend this. I recommend that you try it. It does come in a good array of shades. I think there are 16 shades, all of which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I would say each shade range gets about 8 shades. So the last shade for the more beige side, it'll say beige, and then anything after that is like golden or honey or the typical brown skin terms for a foundation. So I think it's a really good shade range for a drugstore foundation. That's another good thing. It wasn't hard for me to find my shade. It was hard for me to find it in store. So again, be mindful of that. Ulta had very minimal shades, whereas my Walmart had the shades. I don't know why I didn't check there first, but now I'm just being a chatty Cathy. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the review. I hope it was very helpful. Let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this, and I will see you in my next video, which will be this look. Bye.